All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:30. I'm on time today, July 10th. Hope everyone's feeling well. A little rock and roll in the morning today to wake you up. Lately, I feel like I've been listening to a lot of Pearl Jam radio, a little Bruce Springsteen radio, and today I feel like waking up on this Wednesday. Take a look at the disclosure. Let's get to it. Good morning, my dogs. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's 6:30 Club, where we try and go over how we're going to make some money for the day, how we've been positioned for the past few weeks, and what's a little bit ahead, so we know that if we're running through the reservation like I've been, again, thank goodness, because come Thursday, 6 weeks from heart surgery, you don't run into a tree. So it's always good to know the path and what could be out there so it doesn't surprise you, right? The more prepared you are, the better you could react. Let me say good morning to some of my dogs. Let's see if anyone's awake. We got Sanjeev in the house. We got BIK in the house from Atlanta. We got Rolando. Good morning. What up, MLD? Good to see you. What's up, Elevated? Morning, Red Dog. Wrapped up my workout, done journaling, reading. Hey, look at you getting your process in place. Amazon, get off, Jeff. I'm going to get into that in a second. What's up, Space? What up, Be Well from Austin? We got Patrick from NC. Yes, SMCI was downgraded, but yeah, you could always see if there's something the matter with the name. I know I was focused on SMCI yesterday. I came in long. I had some options. It gave you a move, and then it was weak all day, so it gave you really no reason to be big, but it also gave you no reason to fully get out. So somebody was, down. Somebody knew it was getting downgraded. So they got to look into stuff like that. But anyway, you could see the price action, but we'll get into that also. So at this point, let's get into a quick little glance of the SPYs. Okay, there you go. Inching and inching up. That's what the SPYs are doing, right? I thought actually we would have a little bit of a down open today, but it's fine. I still have a lot of longs on, but I'm also starting to hedge a little bit. I've been selling some premium higher only into strength, which has been working. What's not working is all of a sudden, the SPYs open up 90 cents like it's doing today, and you short a little bit, then all of a sudden it goes from up 90 cents to down 30 cents, and you're like, this is it. And you start pressing the SPYs short, and then all of a sudden it comes back up to where it was. No, the only way to make money in any kind of hedges right now is like right here with the SPYs at 556.72. What I've been doing is I've been going out, one day and selling premium a point and a half higher, collecting 80 cents, and this way I'm having room. But I'm not going to do that for tomorrow because tomorrow is a CPI. Things can get a little expansionary, and then PPI is on Friday, and then you have Powell on the Hill at 10 o'clock. So anyway, so SPYs are up 90 cents. Yesterday's high is 557.18. Does it get above it and squeeze again or not? It seems like we're, kind of inching above it each time, but not getting that much traction as we were just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days up. Here's your 8 days. So we are a little extended. Doesn't mean things are just easily shorted, but you got to just realize where we are. So at this point, it's hard to sink your teeth into, at least the indices. But, all sectors aren't created equal. A lot of talk about right now the XBI. I understand. Red Dog understands. If you look at this pattern here, I remember here when we had this huge cup and handle pattern, we made some pretty good money in the XBI, and that was in February. Then it was literally in this downtrend, from February top down to here. I remember buying a little bit thinking this was a retest, and then they got everyone out. So now what? If you look here at this channel, it's looking like it's ready to break through. It's looking like, hey, maybe money wants to rotate here for the summer. But again, you don't know because it's a laggard sector. So what did I do? So here's the VTF, okay, which we did talk about last week. So last week, Red Dog bought, what did Red Dog buy? The $95 calls for the 19th. Today's only the 10th. The 95s, and I also bought the 93s, okay, thinking that 93, 95s will be good. But I'm not in the ETF yet. Also, sometimes, the alpha team knows when I'm in options and all of a sudden you see me in the stock or the ETF, that means trades are triggering. And at this point, maybe he needs one rest day. I'm not sure, but this was your Red Dog reversal last week. Pulled in, went below a low, came back above it. You guys all know that drill. Then it had some follow through, and now it's knocking on the door again. So maybe I also buy the ETF, or I just stick with the options, and it'd be nice if you get a better move here. That would be nice, but we'll see. It hasn't happened yet. It's a laggard sector. But, and then you have the IWM, which also everyone's clamoring about that. If we get a soft CPI on Thursday and a PPI on Friday, that maybe finally could break above this little wedge formation. But again, it shouldn't be the hyper focus, but it could happen. I think at this point, the option premiums are so low that that nobody expects it anymore. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Nobody cares because every time, last time he had a cool CPI, I think was here, we gapped up and they sold it down. So just for fun, since I'm not going to be at my desk on Friday morning, I'm going to be in Atlantic City for a basketball tournament. I bought some 202 calls. They're like $1. So you're risking $1 for what could be, a move above 204, maybe even up here if it wants to. Remember back here when it had the big move? But anyway, so I am in some XBI and some IWM options. And if they don't work, they don't work. It doesn't really matter that much to me. But I have options. Risk is premium paid, and we'll see how that goes. But by the way, there's no 6:30 club here tomorrow. I head to Atlantic City this evening for a tournament. Maybe I'll do a little video from the beach, and I'll be trading remotely with some stuff. So anyway, that's that. Yes, I'm going to give a shout out to Mike, who's on the Alpha team. I gave him a hard time because, well, it's a different story. But yesterday he was like, Red Dog, he's like, just be social. He's like, you're always social with trades, this and that. Be social. And he's like, bye, dude. He's like, this used to be one of your babies like 3-4 years ago with Baba. I was like, all right. So I bought literally at 10:15 yesterday, I bought the $90, $95 calls, and I was not expecting that. Okay, but sometimes you just do a trade. It was, here's your Red Dog reversal, here's your follow through, a little sideways action. Again, you go back to the Alpha team that gets to see everything that I do live. They saw me buy the Baidu 95 calls yesterday and the 90 calls yesterday and the stock, and it turned into one of my biggest winners in a while, which this is the only business where that could happen a little bit. Come here, Noah. I want to introduce you to Noah. Noah, he's listening to the 6:30 on the club on the side. He's my intern. Let's see if he's really listening because he's in the side room. And let's see. Noah, where are you? Okay, so maybe he's watching some dirty movies instead of the 6:30 club. I'm going to quiz him. So anyway, this was a nice trade. Some guys like, hey, Red Dog, where do you think you can go? I have no idea. Oh, there he is. Come, Noah, come say hi. He's going to come into the Russian Banya with me. Come in, ready, get in there. Say hello.
How are you?
All right, so this is a nice young lad. He's a rising junior in Indiana, and he's interning for a few days I had someone else here, so he's learning technicals of the market. So it's good to see that there are some young guys. You don't look that much younger than me. No, I'm kidding. I'm 51. How old are you?
20.
20 years old. Anyway, remember when this happened here yesterday?
Yeah,
I do. It was a nice surprise. But anyway, that was Mike from the Alpha team. That's why it's good to have a team. I was telling these guys yesterday, I was showing them the Alpha team, which had, hundreds of people from around the world helping each other, showing this different account, showing how I could trade here and they could see it there, and how we communicate. And it's on Fox Business yesterday, blah, blah, blah. But the moral of the story is what I'm teaching here is that every single day, it's an efficient routine and a process. I'm up at 4:45. I'm looking at what's happening around the world. Then looking at the headlines, and then I'm coming in at 6:15. I'm seeing where things are at, and then I'm going over the 6:30 club, and then I'm doing 40 charts, and then I'm on the radio, and then I'm doing a morning call, and then I'm trading, and then by 11:30, where did we go? The reservation. I took the guys for a run. Remember this weekend you saw a little weekend video of Red Dog back on track. Well, these guys are a little slow. Even with a bad heart, they couldn't keep up. No, he was all right. All right, go watch it. So anyway, if you do have a business and you're trading, try and get some kids to come in and teach them a little financial literacy, right? But anyway, so that was a nice trade. I don't know, it's up 250 today. I don't know how far it's going to go. Some people like, hey, Red Dog, could you look at JD? Maybe JD wakes up. I wouldn't get overly cute. These Chinese names are always tough. It's below all the moving averages. I think, Baidu went because also Tesla's been going nuts. There's been some talk that Baidu and Tesla are sharing software. What a move in Tesla. Holy cow. So Tesla, this has been a blockbuster move. Okay. Everyone had their chance. They had their chance to pick when they wanted to take a piece of the move out. So Red Dog was feeling really good here, right? I was like all over it. You could look at Twitter. I was time stamped in Tesla, a bunch of sets of calls. I think I was done with the trade at 218. But meanwhile, the options were threefold. Okay, I got something to say. Red Dog has something to say. Hold on, where's Tesla today? Let's see. Is it getting? It's up another 84 cents. Okay, write this rule down. Just because you sold the stock a little early doesn't mean you should short it. I know guys that caught Tesla, got out around here, and after this bar, they're like, you know what, I'm out of it. It can't go up anymore. I'm going to start shorting it, and they lost more shorting Tesla from 230 to 260 than they made long from 210 to 200 to here, just because they got out of the trade. So they thought they could take the other side. Don't do that. Okay, don't revenge trade. I haven't short, I'm a little upset that I could have made more money. Big deal. I looked elsewhere, but at least I didn't take the other side of the trade. Again, in anything you're trading, if you were looking for a move and you get out early and it continues to go and you're like, oh my God, I had so much, I wish I was still long. I'm going to just short it. That could lose you money. Meanwhile, today wouldn't probably be a bad fade if Tesla were to see, this 270 area. I would think if you look back here, that's when this whole bear sequence started. This would be an area of at least hard to get into. But anyway, yeah, Rivian's been good too. Rivian is a power play. It's been on for a while. But anyway, so let's talk about Amazon. Okay, we're going to get a little viral here today, my friends. Okay, if you want to. So I did a little tweet this morning, said hashtag cut the leash. So let's all, anyone watching this video that wants Jeff to stop selling the damn stock, do Amazon hashtag cut the leash or retweet my tweet. Bottom line is he's been selling a lot of shares. He's been suffocating the damn name. And at this point, we had a nice little money move right here. Been going sideways. If he gets off the offer, I feel like he could blow on this thing. It could be 205. Right now, the market's strong. By the time he's done selling it, we might be in a summer, correction phase, and then it doesn't happen. Kind of like when the stock was over 3,000. So, Jeff, get off your goddamn yacht. Stop selling the damn stock. You could sell the rest of it in October, probably around 215 or 220. So we'll see. If you see all of a sudden offers lift and it gets above 201 and holds above 201, chances are we get our move to 205 or more. But we'll see. I remember I sent him a note saying, Jeff, split your damn stock, because it was controlled by all the option premium guys and it was too loose and wide, and him and McKenzie were using it as a piggy bank. Well, they're still doing it. There's more volume now, but bottom line is get off the damn offer. So we'll see how that goes. Apple is just trending along. I did sell my Apple a day ago or so. If everyone on the VTF saw, like I had like 3 or 4 different sets of options in here, and I got out into this day. I missed these 2 little days. I'm fine with it. We had a huge move to 220. Nice bull flag. It's just trending. If you're an investor, stay in Apple. You've stayed in Apple for 10 years. You're probably richer than I am. If you're a trader, meanwhile, I told you, Chase Redler, my son, is the only thing that he bought. That was the first thing he bought during the pandemic. If you guys remember, we did a video together, in 2020. So his Robinhood account's doing decent. But anyway, that said, at this point, it's hard to buy Apple. It's just, grinding along. Just manage it. In semiconductor land, NVIDIA is just kind of rebuilding, and it triggered the other day. If you remember last Wednesday, actually a week ago, it triggered above 125, and it's been acting pretty well. It hit 133 yesterday. So I don't think it's going to take off and get above 140, in the next week or so. So just be careful buying it today. And then, yes, SMCI did hurt a little bit yesterday. I guess somebody knew that this downgrade was coming this morning, and it tried to get above 926 or whatever this high was. But the rule, it got above 926, and did it get above and stay above to get to 972? No, it got above and created a red dog reversal sell, right? Because it didn't mean you had to get it fully out of it. It just meant that it wasn't ready for momentum in prime time. So I do still have some options on, but thank goodness, it showed a little weakness. I'm like, I don't need to be in the shares because it'd be turned into a pain in the butt. So we'll see what happens today. Does it go from, red to green? And so somebody should check the telephone lines when at least we could see it as traders when something's a little bit wrong, how something goes out. If, the in the know guys are getting told what's happening next. And now SMCI is down 11 this morning at 882. It happens. It's the market. It is what it is. TTD, yeah, you know what? I'm in that still. Poked its head above 100. Some decent volume yesterday. It would be nice if this thing can continue. It's been very slow, been very choppy. I'm in some stock. I'm in some options. It's not really the name that I hyper focus on, but we'll see what happens there. What's it doing this morning? Let's see. What's TTD doing? Hopefully it's up a little bit. It's up 45 cents. I will say Reddit was a pain in the ass yesterday too, loose and wide. Looked like it was going to go fast and then just came back in. Is what it is. That's why sometimes you have to take some, I say trim and trail, meaning, you have to take a trade a little bit when it's happening and comes back. I don't love this candle, but I think as long as it holds this, it could stay in the game, and we'll see. Some guys like, hey, Red Dog, Hood is so much better, which Robinhood's been pretty cool. Okay, I have some options on that I might have to change for Friday. You do have this upper wedge. We've had a bunch of really nice trades in this. Boom, this was your first one, then you had another one, and now it's really tight. So it'd be nice if it goes again, and if it goes again, I'd love it because Red Dog's a private investor in public that needs to come out. Get the frick out already. But anyway, so this is a decent setup. It's Robin. It's hard to get excited. I did buy some Bitcoin yesterday. I bought a little IBT. This is IBT. This is This is one of the ETFs that correlates to Bitcoin. I was watching Scaramucci, who I know somewhat well, and he was saying that he thinks the fund that had all the Bitcoin that had to mechanically sell is done, so that pressure is off. And he also thinks the FTC or FTX, whatever the frick that was, with Sam, money's being released and it could help overall crypto. So I was like, you know what? Didn't work buying here. Actually went lower. Didn't work buying here. I'm like, hey, maybe I could buy a little bit at the bottom end of the range and see if it comes up. But again, this isn't a momentum trade. It's below the moving averages. The way I think you can get rich with Bitcoin is you buy every single month in your asset allocation. If you're an asset allocator and you buy equities and some physical gold or silver, put 10% of that into Bitcoin every single month, and chances are you'll do well. If you trade Bitcoin actively monthly and quarterly, it's been a pain in the butt, at least for me. Maybe you guys are shorting every rally. I have not. So we'll see if they get a little bit of move there. And I'm not touching the miners. Screw the miners. They just sometimes they correlate, sometimes they don't. Ooh, my friend Mike is telling me to look at TME. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty good. It's nice. It looks like a nice little upper base. What's it doing this morning? TME. Might be too late. Oh, no, it's just hanging there. That's an interesting chart. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen this in a while, but I'm not in it, just posting it. This is what we do here. We talk about stocks, and some people give good ideas and some people don't. You want me to go over something else? Chewy? I'm not a believer in this whispering kitty guy. It doesn't matter to me what he does or what he says. Usually, this is when, real money's looking and watching. And then by the time the news comes out, it's sold into that. So look at GME. GME also, GME is getting tight again, I guess. But I don't even know if they have a business. But with that being said, if you think it's going to expand like it did here or here, it gets a lot harder to because nobody really believes it. But it is tight. I would just play some options if you're doing anything here. Every now and then, some of these times they have a little bit of a move, but and they do trade well technically, and you need some kind of catalyst, but it shouldn't be where you make a living. It just happens here or there. So anyway, with that being said, don't fall asleep behind the wheel with the spies. It is edging up, and we'll see what happens here next. Does it get above 557 or not? Again, into this move up. If you have a huge portfolio and you do not want to pay taxes on it, and you think maybe we pull back in August, not a bad time to take a little bit of insurance out for August, because typically the first 2 weeks of July are the best, and then things get a little bit loose and wide, and we'll see what happens with the CPI and PPI. Good luck today, my dogs. No 6:30 club here tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it if I'm doing a jog on the boardwalk, pre-basketball games, in Atlantic City tomorrow, and hopefully nobody, steals me, because I heard some places in Atlantic City are a little shady. But we'll go there and see for ourselves. All right, guys, have a good day, Tig.